Hello, collective. My computer had fell out, so I had to charge it. So I hope you guys are having a good week, collective. Come and get these okay? So I already did it, but it has something to do with the five doorways, and it has something to do with opportunities or with divine connections. It has something to do with psychic abilities, or and it's connected to the psychics, or and it has something to do with whatever knocks on the door, your angels will help you, and it has something to do with psychics, sir. Okay. It has something to do with relationships, sir, and love. But it has something to do with relationships and love. Someone here could be walking away from them, or they need to walk away from relationships and love, because it has something to do with harmony here, and it has something to do with surrounding yourself with people who have the sense of humor and smiling on their face, as well as resolvements, creating heart, brains, and also resolve. And it has something to do with resolvement. So it has something to do with harmony here, and it has something to do with resolvement here. It has something to do with the people that they around her, because it has something to do with the reframe of memories. It's never too late to have a happy childhood, and it's connected to the energies and or to keeping your thoughts and energies positive. How you think affects your energies and your in order. And it has something to do with that as well here, with the reframe of memories and the energies of an altar. And it has something to do with that here. Okay. It's connected to career as well here. It has something to do with career. And it has something to do with living on the edge. So someone could be living on the edge with their career. And it has something to do with that as well. Okay. So this is connected to psychics. Okay. And relationships. So we have her psychic. So this is connected to psychics here, okay? And stuff. So that's what it has something to do with her, collective, okay? So we have a tower. So these psychics here, these gifted people here, it's finna get a tower, because it has something to do with that here, and it got something to do with they getting a tower here, and it has something to do with that as well. It has something to do with these high priestesses here. It's finna get a tower, and it has something to do with that here. These high priestesses got to go through a transformation here. It has something to do with that here. It's connected to them going through a transformation here, and it has something to do with that as well here. Okay. So it has something to do with transformation here. It has something to do with these high priestesses here. It got something to do with that here. They're going to go through a tower here, and they're going to have to go through a transformation here. And it has something to do with that as well. What's coming in? What's the message, Spirit? We have her the Page of Swords. And the Ten of Wands. Anything else? So it has something to do with The Page of Swords, it got something to do with logical, her, and blunt. But it has something to do with insight, information that you need, but might be challenging to recover all documents very carefully here with the Page of Swords. So these psychics are finna get some type of information here with the Page of Swords because it got something to do with something that's a burden to them, and it got something to do with they could be working a lot here, and it got something to do with their job can be a burden. It has something to do with that here with the Four of Wands, and it got something to do with their job here. It's going to be a burden here because it has something to do with in their home here. They're going to get Ten of Swords here. So it has something to do with they fit be Ten of Swords here in their homes here. It's in their jobs. It's a burden here, and it has something to do with it. And it got something to do with these psychics. It has something to do with that as well here. It has something to do with the Knight of Cups here, and it got something to do with the Ten of Pentacles. So it has something to do with they could be with their family here, and they could be with a Knight of Cups that could be coming in here for them with romantic offers. It has something to do with that here, but it has something to do with the truth is, it got something to do with this is the truth with the Ace of Swords. And it has something to do with that here. So they finna get Ten of Swords in their homes, sir. These psychics, sir. And it got something to do with that here. Something is a burden and it got something to do with their job. It's a burden here. That's what it has something to do with her. It got something to do with they finna get some type of information that's connected to psychics. And it has something to do with that her. What else is coming in, Spirit? What's the message? We have her 13. 13 is a new beginning in connections, and it has something to do with that her. We have her home, so it has something to do with home her, okay? And it also has something to do with the nest. What's coming in? Water psychics her. We have here giving the bell a ring. It says her giving the bell a ring. Go on, you got this. But it got something to do with recovery here. It got something to do with recovery. And it has something to do with in the wintertime. Something's coming in the wintertime. It's connected to the winter. Now, like I told you, when the leaves is falling here, it has something to do with in the wintertime here. People are finna get karma. I told you that it's in my book. People going to get karma here. It's in Leo season. They're going to get karma. And it has something to do with Leo season. And it has something to do with that here. And it has something to do with that. You got this. But it got something to do with not all doors are meant for you. Find that in order. That's why I told you it says not doors are meant for you. Because I told you it got something to do with in wintertime here. Something's going to be coming. And it has something to do with that. Because it got something to do with listen out for it, or you may miss something. Somebody gonna be knocking. Somebody here been knocking all this time, but somebody here be ignoring it. And it has something to do with that here. It has something to do with these psychics, these empresses here. This is the cottage. It got something to do with these empresses here. And it's connected to their nest, and it's connected to their temple. And it has something to do with that here, and it has something to do with they should be looking at signs and serenities. And it has something to do with that. And it has something to do with that as well, her. Yeah. That's what it has something to do with her. Collective. But they want to ignore it. And they keep on ignoring it. But they don't see something coming. Because it got something to do with knowledge. And it got something to do with knowledge and honor. Knowledge her. And it got something to do with that her. And it got something to do with somebody here no knowledge. But it got something to do with the mother of Kern, water. And it has something to do with that her. Water and knowledge. And it has something to do with that. Give me one on the Page of Swords. It has something to do with devotion. And it's connected to devotion her. And it has something to do with devotion and portals. It's connected to devotion and portals her. And it has something to do with that her. With this unexpressed. And it has something to do with that her. It's connected to that. Okay? They should have been praying her, and it got something to do with prayer. Prayer is very important her, and it got something to do with that her. Somebody been praying for them too. Whatever this is. They finna get a messenger that has something to do with that, because it got something to do with lovers. The lovers. And it got something to do with that her, and it got something to do with they finna get some shocking news about lovers. They finna get some shocking news about lovers her. And it got something to do with that her. So they gonna get some shocking news about they love him. They got something to do with that her. What's coming in? What's the message, Spirit? So it has something to do with a narcissistic her. Somebody here is a narcissistic. It has something to do with that her. It has something to do with give it a ring, you got this. But they got something her, but they around a narcissistic her. And it got something to do with that. They made a contract with a narcissistic her. They made a contract with a narcissistic her. It got something to do with that her. It got something to do with a copycat her. It got something to do with empowering her. They empowering, but they around a copycat. This narcissistic got a copycat around them, and it has something to do with that her. It has something to do with somebody here for to steal from them. Somebody here for to be a thief to them, and they spiritual rank. And somebody here for to be a thief to them, and it has something to do with that her. And they got a spiritual rank, but it got something to do with that, and it got something to do with lust, sidewalk gangster, and it got something to do with Virgo energy her, and sidewalk gangster. And it has something to do with that her. Somebody here is around an intelligent thief her, and this somebody here is in this intelligent thief her, and it's about this role model. This is what they finna see. These people that spiritual rank finna get they finna get things they finna get stalled things finna somebody finna steal from them, and it has something to do with that her. That's what they don't see coming. They sitting around her thinking they say so spiritual rank, but they stuff finna be stolen. I gave them warning on yesterday. This is real, and it has something to do with that her. Told you got something to do with spell work her. It said spell work and black magic and causing confusion. This person doing spell work on them and causing confusion on them. It has something to do with that her. Got something to do with gossiping and talking trash her and lying on somebody her. Somebody her talking trash and lying on somebody her. And somebody her do drugs. And it has something to do with that her. And it got something to do with somebody her adapting her. It says the angels are spirit guides and adapting and changing. There's something changing with their spiritual guides. It's changing with their spiritual guides her. And their spiritual guides her is rejecting them. Because it got something to do with self-doubts and insecurities, sir. That's why they getting rejected. And that's why they in their insecurities, sir, and self-doubts. Because it has something to do with that, her, and it has something to do with that. Their spiritual guides are rejecting them, her. Yeah, they're going through a change with their spiritual guides. And it got something to do with that, her, because they didn't want to pray. It's connected to prayer. And it has something to do with that, her. But they getting rejected her from their spiritual guides. They getting rejected her from their angels and their spiritual guides. They getting rejected. It has something to do with that, and they finna be in self-doubts, and they finna be insecure, and it has something to do with that her, because they want to sit around her and mess with a narcissistic her. Yeah. That's too much here, man. I don't know why y'all be spirit. I don't know why you be giving me these messages, but I gotta take them because that's the gift you give me. That's why I can't get mad, because it got something to do with that her. It got something to do with they with a narcissist that doing black magic on them, and what they need to be doing is praying and being devoted and praying her. They supposed to pray, and it got something to do with their her, so they can be protected from this witchcraft and this hexes and stuff like their her. They need to pray, and it has something to do with their her. Cause they messing with a narcissist that's doing conflict magic on them. Yeah, that's doing black magic on them. Yeah. Told you. They gonna have to pray against this. They gonna have to pray against this spell work, this black magic, and this curse thing. They cursing them. And they also doing hexes on them. And it got something to do with their hurt. And they don't see it coming. That's what I'm saying. What's the message, spirit? So that's what's going on. It has something to do with creating abundance. It says drawing one. You've been called to action. You're ready to complete a great thing and truly come into a full of those who are. It's a time to a great creativeness, giving birth to beloved projects and becoming a parent, following your passions. So the abundance and prosperities of manifestations for you, creating abundance. And it has something to do with that. They can be creating abundance, but it has something to do with the Six of Cups. They in the past. They in the past, sir, with the Six of Cups, sir. And it has something to do with that. They creating abundance in the past. And it has something to do with that. What's going on? We have her the Ten of Cups. It got something to do with their families. I told you. Yeah, yesterday they gotta let go of their families. It has something to do with life is blessing you with a wonderful love. But it got something to do with families, sir. And it got something to do with their families got them stuck with this Eight of Action. Their family got them stuck with this Eight of Action, her. And it has something to do with the Three of Pentacles. They working with them. And it has something to do with their her. But they finna be heartbroken here with this Three of Swords. They finna be in their thoughts with this Three of Swords here. They families finna Three of Swords them. And it has something to do with that. It's their family. And it has something to do with that as well. Their families here are narcissistic, sir. And they don't even see it. It's their own family. And it has something to do with that. It got something to do with the Eight of Abundance, sir. So it has something to do with the Eight of Pentacles, sir. That could be at work. But it has something to do with as they work it. They work it with their family here, and it got something to do with that. But it got something to do with the Four of Swords. They try. Family is trying to put their work to rest. Because it got something to do with that. That's why they gonna be stuck here, and it got something to do with the Ace of Cups. They stuck her with the Ace of Cups as well. It got something to do with they need to go within. And it says going within. You are a very intuitive person, and there are many wonderful insights that lies and wait beside you. Take time to be quiet. Reflect upon the desires of your heart and meditate in prayer. As well as there are no need to take action right now. Be patient with yourself. And it has something to do with that with this Ace of Cups. But it has something to do with in intuitive sight. They got to go within her. And it got something to do with that her. But they don't want to go within. And it got something to do with the Eight of Abundance. They working together with their family here. It says this is the time to learn and honor your skills. You may feel inspiring to go back to school. as well. They're going to have to learn something new because it has something to do with the educating yourself and healing in arts. This is a good time to change your job, to take a career move. The key of success is in a details. Mentor your projects and carefully. And it has something to do with that her, but they with their family her, and it got something to do with that her. Yeah. That has something to do with her. They families are narcissistic, sir. Yeah, they family here with the Ten of Cups is narcissistic. And it got something to do with that her, and they don't see this. And it got something to do with that her. It got something to do with they doing magic on their spell work and confusion magic on their work. And it got something to do with that her. They need to pray. They definitely need a prayer. We gotta pray her. It got something to do with that her. That's what's going on here, collective. We have first. I told somebody here finna be a remorse. They finna be a sorrow, and they finna be a remorse. And it got something to do with that here, and it got something to do with because they around energy vampires. Give me one on the Ten of Cups. It got something to do with the scare moons. It's finna run deep for them. Told you got something to do with these scare moons here. It's finna run deep with their family. With this Ten of Cups. With this Ten of Cups here, the scare wounds finna run deep with their family here, and it got something to do with there because it got something to do with they need to cut cords with their family. And it got something to do with there because they in a purpose her and secrets are being revealed her. They in a purpose but their secrets are being revealed because it has something to do with there her. And it has something to do with they finna be an anxiety and fear her. Somebody says anxiety and fear because somebody can be trustworthy, but it has something to do with their her. They need to cut cords with them because it has something to do with their secrets are out. Their secrets are fit to be revealed. Every secret they got going on, they thought because they was psychics and they was gifted, and they think these gifted psychics think that they gifted so good. Y'all, they got secrets too, and they fit to be out. Because it has something to do with their secrets are out. It has something to do with that. They with this person here. They got something to do with they can be trustworthy here. But this person they're fearing anxiety because it got something to do with ready to surrender her and chilling. They ready to surrender and chilling, but they giving this person their money. And they giving this person their money. That's why they gonna be in sorrow and remorse her because they was giving this person their money. And it has something to do with that. They giving they as they doing their work, they giving they giving their money to somebody here, a narcissistic in their family, and it got something to do with that here, and it has something to do with that. Their secrets are out here. They thought that they was gonna just get away with that. No, God gave you them gifts. And you sit around her, think you could do whatever. That's why they spiritual angels and they spiritual guys. I told you that. It's all about channel. Y'all don't want to listen though. It's all about channel on Light and Dark 111 Collective. They crown chakra is gone. Spirit is not with them. And it got something to do with that hurt. And it got something to do with their family. They want to be around their family so bad, but they never went through a transformation with their family. And it has something to do with that hurt. And it has something to do with that. That's why they finna get karma. Because it has something to do with they should have let that go. And then not just that, they spiritual guides or they spiritual angels and their spiritual guides it's finna reject them. Give me one on the 8 Pentacles, sir. Told you, they finna get betrayed. They finna get betrayed. And I told you that. They finna get betrayed. Because it got something to do with toxic ways, bad habits, addictions, can't stay away from harm, sin, as well as rock. They got to earn their way from the bottom here. And it got something to do with that here with these toxic ways. Because it got something to do with the truth is being revealed here because a detective is telling on them. It's somebody here that do clarity and they accept of her. This person that's in their purpose. Know what they doing. And it has something to do with their, and it has something to do with their secrets are out. Because this person that's in their purpose is putting their secrets out here. And this person is trustworthy. And it has something to do with their hurt. That's why they finna be in anxiety hurt. They need to cut this person off. Because if they don't cut this person off and they chilling her, and they got something to do with their her, ready to surrender and chilling her, they need to cut them off. Because it got something to do with this person. I don't want them to give them money. And it has something to do with her. That's why they finna be in sorrow and remorse. Yeah. They finna get betrayed by their family hurt. And they finna get betrayed by this narcissistic hurt. Because they want to sit around here and do what God and the Most High told them not to do. You can't hang around when you gifted. You can't hang around toxic people. I know. I went through tower after tower hanging around toxic people and low vibe people and low vibe energies. I know. You can't hang around them. You gifted. God gave you them gifts for a reason. You gotta protect yourself in all causes. Through your family, your friends, and your lovers. Especially if they're not aligned with the Most High. Your connections has to be aligned with the Most High. And it has something to do with that. Your connections should be able to be putting God first, as well as listening to high frequency music, as well as they doing positive things in their life. If you're around people that ain't got nothing going on, negative and everything else, it's not, no, you shouldn't be around them, especially if you gifted, because you're going to get a sour. That's why they get a sour. And they get a sour in the fall, but they get a sour when the leaves fall in Leo season. I know, I wrote it down. I have psychic abilities. In Leo season, they getting towers. One by one. As well as the winter. If they do not, they got to let them go in the summertime. If they do not let them go at the end of the summer, they're going to get a sour. And they're going to get karma. This is facts. I told them last year about it, but they didn't want to listen. They want to think they know it all. Because you gifted don't mean nothing. It's other people that's gifted than you. Yeah. You have the right to be happy. Y'all had the right to be happy here. But y'all want to be around a narcissist, y'all gonna get a towel. You gotta start doing negative options. Somebody here got negative options. I told you that. It got something to do with I'm at the strip club. Somebody here be at the strip club. I told you that. It has something to do with the past return. It says, and an ex-lover of the past lives. I told you they with their past lover. And it got something to do with their hurt. And it has something to do with only do what your heart tells you to do. And it has something to do with that. And it got something to do with their hurt. It says her foundation. It says it's never to give up patience, as well as a strong mind and a person to meet danger of bearing pain or hardship with courage. Yeah. It got something to do with that. It got something to do with the energies. Career focused people here. These are energies that's career focused. And it got something to do with that. It got something to do with self-control. They should have had self-control. It got something to do with that. But they having good sex here? Yeah, it got something to do with that. It got something to do with you are enlightened. I told you they enlightened her. And it got something to do with that. It got something to do with the law of responsibilities. You must take responsibilities for what is on in your own life. And it got something to do with that. It got something to do with empaths. This connects to empaths, sir. The number 6. It says accepting gratitude and the beliefs of others. It has something to do with that. The house, the home, as well as the nest, as well as becoming, as well as the other to be, the hermit. They should be the hermit here. And it got something to do with that. Empaths. It says stay ahead of the game. They need to stay ahead of the game. And it got something to do with that. Asking someone. Ask someone. Yeah. It got something to do with that. It got something to do with office. They be in their office here. And it got something to do with that. It got something to do with July the 7th. Got something to do with it in July the 7th, her. And it got something to do with that, her. Something could have happened in July the 7th. It got something to do with second house, her. Something happened in second house, her. I'm out here only want their possessions. It says, her, money, finance, and also wealth. Got something to do with somebody's possessions in second house. And it got something to do with that, her. Somebody heard on Giddy. These people are enlightened and they sitting around here playing that game with the Most High. No, it got something to do with a warning. I told you it's a warning. It got something to do with gaslighting as well. Somebody here's a gaslighter, whoever this is. Somebody here finna be let down. They finna be let down, whoever this is. It says someone is telling you fake news. And it has something to do with that hurt. And it has something to do with somebody's family telling them fake news. It's their family. It got something to do with that. It says, I choose my family over you. Yeah, I told you that. It got something to do with somebody's family. It's telling them fake news. And somebody going to choose their family over them. And it got something to do with that. It says, watch your habits. They become your character. Yeah, and it has something to do with that. It got something to do with fourth house or families as well as home and roots. I told you that. These families only want somebody finance. They only want their finance. It has something to do with their second house, and it has something to do with fourth house, and it got something to do with families, homes, and roots, and it has something to do with their. It says her making a choice. They got to make a choice. Her they need to look at a book. Got something to do with they need to look in a book. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they need to do. They need to be reading books and stuff like that. And they ain't reading books. They sitting around a dude and a narcissistic, give their money to a narcissistic her, and then want to give money to their family that ain't even in their spiritual beliefs or believe their spiritual beliefs. Yeah, it got something to do with days. Something happen in days. And it has something to do with that. I told you in Leo season. It says, sir, I got toxic ways, but a motherfucker could never say my love is fake. Yeah, okay, sound good. It got something to do with that. And it got something to do with in September. Didn't I tell you? September. Didn't I tell you? September the 9th. That's when they go get corn. And then I told you when the leaves fall. And it has something to do with that. It says my mother is using you. I told somebody mother using them. And it got something to do with that. It has something to do with I am blessed and God has my back. Yeah, God got your back. But when you sitting around here doing what you don't supposed to be doing, God ain't got your back. God gonna ignore your messages. That's why you get in the tower. Someone in your family wants your boyfriend. It says, sir, finishing your spiritual growth. They gotta finish their spiritual growth in 7 months. And they got something to do with that. Yeah, they haven't finished their spiritual growth. And they got something to do with that. Told you, when the leaves fall, they don't see it coming. Sorry, they don't see it coming. I already knew. I synced it. I wrote it down. I got psychic abilities, real ones, good ones too. And in Leo season, it's gonna be a wrap. People gonna be getting tired after tired. Got something to do with their hurt. Got something to do with the 7 of Pentacles. Somebody could be sowing their seeds. And they have something to do with that. But what they sowing their seeds is with the devil. And with a toxic person. What I say? What I say? They sowing their seeds with the devil. And it got something to do with that. These people, these psychics are. These psychics are. And these psychics are talking about they got this, but they got this by doing something, by opening a door for a narcissistic. Yeah, you got it. You damn all got it. Because guess what? And why opening a door for your fake family? By going through sorrows and remorse, sir. By opening the door for your fake family as well as opening the door for a narcissistic. Okay, you got it, sweetheart. Because what it look like to me is you finna get betrayed her. And it's connected to your work. Because it has something to do with that hurt. I don't get it, man. You want to disobey God? You want to disobey your spiritual guides? You want to disobey your ancestors? You want to disobey the Most High? Okay. God got you. I know. I've been through it. I've been through tower to tower. I'm not finna act like I'm better than nobody. I had to go through tower to tower to realize that I can't do what I want to do. Not when you spiritual gifted. Told you. Somebody heard? Standing their ground here. The 7 of Wands. I told you. They better stand their ground here with this 7 of Wands here. And it got something to do with it here. They got to stand their ground here. Because it got something to do with somebody here finna be in the 5 of Cups. Because somebody here is indecisive. And they indecisive here. And it got something to do with their here. Yeah. They got to stand their ground here. What else coming in? Got something to do with the 8 of Wands. This what's coming in here. They got something to do with their here. They got something to do with the lovers. I told you, this is what they manifest. They manifest the 2 of Cups. Gemini energy here. They got something to do with their here. But whatever they manifest, they finna be in the 9 of Swords. Whatever they manifest here with this 2 of Cups, they finna be in the 9 of Swords. Because it got something to do with their here and it got something to do with they finna be in the 9 of Swords because somebody gave them a false offer. This person gives to more than one person with the 6 of Pentacles. It's what they don't see coming. They got something to do with that. I told you, the devil, Capricorn energy. Somebody here gets to their toxic lover. They got something to do with that. And they got something to do with their toxic lover. I told you, this person got a toxic lover. This person got a healthy lover. But it's going to be a debt cord. Did I tell you that? This person got a toxic lover. This person also got a good lover. They don't understand that. But they still ignore it. We got the devil, Capricorn energy here. We also got the Gemini energy here. The lovers. And it has something to do with their here. You see this? You see this? And it has something to do with that. They're going to go through a transformation here. They're going to have to go through a transformation here. Because this Queen of Wands see them. Yeah. Told you that. This Queen of Wands straight see them. Yeah. I told you that. Got something to do with these 9 of Pentacles. Did I tell you that? Did I tell you they went up a toxic person here with the devil? These 9 of Pentacles is. And it got something to do with that here. And it got something to do with the King of Cups. And it got something to do with the Knight of Wands. And it got something to do with that here. It got something to do with the 5 of Wands. It's a whole bunch of competition here. Because it got something to do with the 5 of Swords here. And it's a whole bunch of competition here. It got something to do with the Queen of Cups. Told you that with that counterpoint here, it got something to do with this Queen of Cups. It's going to be the 5 of Pentacles here. Because it got something to do with that. It's going to be juggled. It got something to do with that here. It got something to do with the Wheel of Fortune here. And it got something to do with the Empress juggling them. And it got something to do with that here. And it got something to do with that here. It got something to do with the Page of Wands. They act like they good news to them, but they got a toxic lover. And it got something to do with that here. And that's why it's going to be a decor here. Because it got something to do with that here. Because this Queen of Wands, see them. They got foresight with the 3 of Wands. Yeah. I told you that. They want to sit around here and play the role that they playing and all that like they don't know nothing. Okay? Okay? That's on you. I got to get these messages. I got to do what God told me to do. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing. I don't want to get these messages out, but I got to do it. They got something to do with their hair. I told somebody if they go through a death and a rebirth, they got to go through a death and a rebirth. They got something to do with their hair. They got something to do with what they sow their season to. It's for the end. That's real talk. Give me 1 out of 7 of Wands. So they finna be in the 5 of Pentacles, sir. Did I tell you that? They finna be in the 5 of Pentacles, sir, man. And it got something to do with their hair because it got something to do with the 7 of Wands. Somebody here praying for them. And it got something to do with their hair, but it got something to do with this King of Pentacles, this Emperor. They give it. I told you what God gave to them. Y'all see what God gave to them. What God gave to them, they gonna give to this Emperor. And it got something to do with that. But this Emperor with the Knight of Swords, and it got something to do with that. It got something to do with the Empress. I told you they with they Emperor and they Empress. The emperor and the empress ain't with their counterpart. And it got something to do with that her. And it got something to do with this empress her. It got something to do with this empress her to go through a death and a rebirth. Because it got something to do with that her. Her money finna end with this Ten of Pentacles her. Her money finna end. Her money her finna end with this Ten of Pentacles her. Because it got something to do. She can be messing with her emperor. With this Knight of Swords. It got something to do with her. But somebody here prayed her. It got something to do with God gave her this money. The Most High gave this empress this money. And she gonna give it to an emperor that never went through a transformation. And never went through a death and a rebirth. Never ended nothing in his life. But it's still messing with his toxic lover. But then she's sitting around loving him and all that other stuff. And he sitting around her giving it to a toxic lover. What God gave to this empress? What God gave to this empress? Yeah, okay. You gonna go through a death and a rebirth there. Yeah. Okay. That's why you gonna be in the Five of Pentacles here. Because you want to think you bigger than the Most High. I've been through it. Eight of Wands. Then I tell you, the World Cord. It's gonna be an in and of cycle here. You know why it's gonna be an in and of cycle? We got the moon. And it got something to do with the sun. This Queen of Swords here. With the Page of Swords. It got something to do with that her. This Queen of Swords here. Yeah. Got something to do with that her. This Queen of Swords is indecisive. This Queen of Swords is indecisive as well. And it has something to do with that with this Page of Swords here. Because she's still messing with her emperor too. With this King of Pentacles. This Queen of Swords is messing with her emperor. That's the King of Pentacles. And it got something to do with that. And it has something to do with that. Yeah. This Queen of Swords is indecisive too with the sun. Yeah, I told you that. And I tell you that. Queen of Swords is indecisive too. Yeah. You got something to do with the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Got something to do with Six of Pentacles, sir. Yeah. They give it to her, give it to whatever they give it to, they give it to their toxic love. It got something to do with that. It got something to do with the Page of Pentacles, sir. It got something to do with moving the karma water, sir. It got something to do with the Ten of Pentacles. And it got something to do with this Ten of Pentacles, sir. It got something to do with the Queen of Pentacles. They giving this money to this Queen of Pentacles, sir. And they got these empresses stuck. They giving this money to this Queen of Pentacles, sir. They money to this Queen of Pentacles, sir. And this Queen of Pentacles got them stuck. This earth sign females and males, it ain't no good, baby. But I gotta give it to them. They intelligent in the mug. To use other people and play that role. Yeah, they got these empresses stuck. Real talker. And they got them stuck for this Ace of Cups. They use love for this Ace of Cups. I've been through it. They use love for this Ace of Cups. They got something to do with their earth sign. You hear me? Outside female. They don't even see it coming, baby boy. Got something to do with this Ace of Wands. I told you that. It got something to do with that. Did I tell you this? Didn't I tell you this? They finna have a bad new beginning with a toxic lover. Didn't I tell you this with the Chariot? Cancer energy with the Chariot her. And it got something to do with her. And it got something to do with they finna go right where they toxic love at. Because it got something to do with they still mess with their past. They emperor still mess with their past. They emperor never went through a death and a rebirth. They emperor never ended they toxic lover. And it got something to do with her. That's why they finna be stuck her in the past. And it got something to do with her from the Ace of Cups her. And it got something to do with that. This Queen of Pentacles only wanted their money. This earth sign only wanted their money. And this earth sign is a toxic lover. This emperor toxic lover. And it got something to do with her. Telling you. Y'all don't even see it coming. That's why I told you. You see it with your own eyes. Y'all see it with your own eyes, collective. This is real facts. I've been through it. I've been through it. That's why I gotta tell. Because it got something to do with they got something to do with they finna lead them out to the Five of Pentacles with this World Cord. And they gonna lead them out to the Five of Pentacles to get their money. And they gonna give it to their toxic love. I'm finna show it to you. It got something to do with they should have stood their ground. I told you. They should have stood their ground here with this Seven of Wands. And it got something to do with her. But they didn't want to do that. They want to be in a relationship with them. So they finna be put out into the Five of Pentacles, sir. And it's gonna be a closing of a cycle. And it has something to do with her because it got something to do with they love her gets to more than one person with this Six of Pentacles. And they love her get to a toxic love of her. I told you that. They love her get to a toxic person her. And it got something to do with that her. And it got something to do with that. And they want this Nine of Pentacles to give their money to their toxic lover. I gave y'all warning. And it has something to do with that. But y'all want to sit there and ignore. Y'all thinking these niggas love y'all. These niggas don't love you. Especially this emperor y'all emperors. Y'all emperors never went through a transformation. Never. And your families never went through a transformation. They never in nothing. They not even enlightened. They not awoken. They not even in the unconscious. And it has something to do with that, but you want to kick it with them and thinking they your friend? Yeah, y'all go see though. Y'all go see though. That's why I told y'all, I gave you warning over and over and over and over. But you still ignore what my messages said, y'all. Y'all ignore them. Because y'all don't want to know them. Y'all ignore them. But that's on you. That's on you. Because I can't tell you what to do. That's y'all life. But I can tell you and show you though, got something to do with that. We got what? Adventure in the waiting. And it got something to do with that. And it got something to do with these intuitive people. These telepathic people. Yeah. Give me one on this Five of Pentacles, sir. They played around her. I told you that. What I tell you. They go out the hill like her. What I tell you. What I tell you. What I tell you. They go out the hill like her. They got something to do with that her. They're going to be trapped. They trapped. And they go out the hill like her. And they got something to do with that because it got something to do with I will always love you, but they in a circle of drama. And it got something to do with that. This is what they don't see coming. And it got something to do with these intuitive people here. And it got something to do with these intuitive people here for to be in sorrow. And it got something to do with that because this person is hiding and that's wearing a mask. I'm telling you. Give me one on the world. They finna be heartbroken about their money. Yeah, they finna take from them. It's real facts. They finna take from them. It definitely is. I told you. Belief system, sir, is fading. Didn't I tell you? They belief systems are fading. This fake flexer. Yeah, and they got something to do with her. And they got these empresses belief systems fading her. But they a fake flexer. Because got something to do with my husband her. But they husband her got an obsessed lover. It got something to do with her. These empresses her is in thirst. These empresses. Because it got something to do with marriage and obsessed. They obsessed with this marriage. But they should have been meditating her with this adventure waiting. Because it got something to do with they return. And it got something to do with her. And they returned. And they should have cleansed. Because it had something to do with they finna be arguing her with this joy and rebirth that they had. Because it got something to do with too hard. And it got something to do with partying. They finna party with their baby mama. And it got something to do with there. Why they finna be looking like this, effed up over somebody. I'm telling you what's going on here, man. Playing them like a, what I tell you, playing them like a fiddle here. Playing them like a fiddle here. Playing them like a fiddle. Playing them like a fiddle, man. I need to on to hurry up. I told you got something to do with love. Got something to do with love here, man. Yeah, they finna be hurt. I told you. It's too many people involved. A whole bunch of people did this to these empresses. It was a whole bunch of people. That's the shocking news. A whole bunch of people did this to these empresses. A whole bunch of people. We got groups out here that they call them cults. And they will use you. And it got something to do with their hair. And it got something to do with they finna be in their emotions, sir. And it got something to do with their kids. They use their kids against them for some of them. And it got something to do with their hair. They ain't even care about them. It got something to do with a victim. Didn't I tell you that? They gonna play like they a victim here with this love. It got something to do with their hair. Hey. That's what's coming in. And they got something to do with somebody her. They act like they was unfazed her. And it got something to do with her. They act like they ain't something. It's like they acting unfazed. But they ain't shit, whoever they dealing with. Because it got something to do with this person that's dating her. And it got something to do with in the 5D dimension. This connected to the 5D dimension. And they get messages in the 5D dimension. They should have knew this. Because it got something to do with they moving in and having intimacy with them. They let them move in and have intimacy with them. But this person that's wearing a fake smile her, yeah, they finna move in with this person. They finna move in while they had intimacy with them. This person, they moved in and had intimacy with them. But they finna move in and have intimacy with this person that's fake smiling her. That's what who they finna move in now with in a minute. Because got something to do with these high vibe people here. And they got something to do with these high vibe people and this light workers here. And these light workers here that's on camera. And these light workers that's on camera here finna be looking like this. Sad. Because got something to do with they finna be gossip about. And it got something to do with that her. And the reason why they gonna be gossip about because it got something to do with this sleep around finna be gossiping about them. And it has something to do with that her. I told you a hoe played them. A sleep around. And it got something to do with that hurt. It got something to do with justice. Yup. It's just. Because got something to do with what Spirit said. Got something to do with they finna go through continuing debt. Wherever they took these empresses money, finna go through continuing debt and Saturn energy. They money finna be gone here. Because what they did, they ain't nothing but a spiritual hater. With these toxic people, they ain't nothing but a spiritual hater here. And they ain't nothing but circle or drama here. And I love you. These empresses try to act like they love this person. Okay, this person play two sides here. And they finna be in their emotions. This person play two sides. And they also use their kids against them. That's the shocking news. They use their kid against them. And it got something to do with there. And a whole bunch of people here finna have a rebirth. Because they ain't nothing but fake flexes. And these fake flexes played them. And it got something to do with that here. And somebody baby mama her ain't nothing but a fake flexer too. That's why somebody here always party and they gonna be always arguing. This is the person they finna return to. Now you know what's up. Now you know what's up. These niggas don't care about nobody but they self. They don't care about nobody but they self. They did. For some of them, they even did it for their kids so their kids can eat. These niggas don't got no job. These niggas taking from bitches. They taking from females. And as well as females is taking from niggas. They don't care about you. All they care about is their own household. I know. I heard they be heartbroken because of love. They gonna be heartbroken with this love her. And they got something to do with this victim stuff. It's a wrap for that. Yep, it's a wrap for that. Maybe hurry up. Loss and conflict. Gonna be a loss and conflict because somebody heard grew their seeds with this person. They grew their seeds with this person her. These people that be beautiful and working and all that grew their seeds with this person her. And that was a no-no. Yeah, it was a no-no. Definitely was. Because it got something to do with a new beginning her. They had a new beginning with this person. And it had something to do with her. Got something to do with fixing her. And it got something to do with accepting gifts. They was giving gifts to this person. It got something to do with that. And they had them blind. Yeah. And it had something to do with that her. It had something to do with that her. I heard finna go through rainy days with their new beginning. Because it got something to do with it's finna be an accident. And so I heard finna be overwhelmed. I told you that with the sun. This was finna be revealed. And it got something to do with that her. Yup. Now you know what's going on. They played them, man. They played them like a fiddle. That's exactly what they did. They played them like a fiddle her. We got her the Curious Explorer. It says seeking discovery and new experiences. I told you these store children. That's what they did to these store children. Yeah, they got something to do with her. And they wanted them to be discarded her. Disconnected from their ancestors. They disconnect them from their ancestors. And it has something to do with her. The power of seers. That's what they did. Yeah. I told you that. Got something to do with her. They did magic on their ancestors. It got something to do with break one. It got something to do with that they wanted them to be broken. And it got something to do with her. And it has something to do with hope and also holding, acknowledging, and collective. So they was collecting everything they had going on around them and was collecting to get everything from them. And it got something to do with her. Yeah. And it has something to do with that. It has something to do with the self-sacrifice. They sacrificed it them. That's why they finna be broken here. Fire signs already went through this. Fire signs went through this. It has something to do with her. It has something to do with the wise guidance as well as the abandoned one. So right here is a wise guidance and the abandoned one. And this person is the hope of whole. They did it to a fire sign and it's a fire sign that's telling it. Hey, told you that. They played him like a fiddle, man. Here, they played him like a fiddle. I told you. It says her weekend sales, men and women. I told you they was pitching a sale, and it got something to do with that. Her, it got something to do with they finna go through a change though. I told you. With this change, her, they was pitching these people that went through a change, her, a sale, and it got something to do with that. Her, and it got something to do with they finna go through delays, and it got something to do with that. Her, and they finna go through delays with their bills. Cause somebody heard finna go on a vacation. Her, this person finna go on a vacation with another female. And they got something to do with that. Her, I told you that. That's what's going on. Her, collective. They pitched a sale to these people that was going through a change. Her, and they want these people that was going through a change to go through a delay. Her with their money and bills. Yeah, I told you that. They got something to do with that. Her, it got something to do with releasing the roots. So it's like they releasing the roots. Her, it says her bracing your shadow as well as choosing with love. You see how somebody was trying to love somebody, they had a shadow. They try to love this person, they had a shadow. Her, and it has something to do with her with this unlock their patterns. They still was in their patterns. They never changed. And it has something to do with her. It has something to do with love without self-blame. So they loved them without self-blamed. Her. And it has something to do with her, but it has something to do with seeing the karmic reflection as well as changing your fate. So it has something to do with they seeing the karmic reflection while this person trying to change their fate, and this person still got a shadow. Yeah, it got something to do with her. Me one more. It has something to do with facing and controlling issues. So they play with this person's emotions. You don't see how they play with this person. With this person love them, they play with their emotions, sir. And it has something to do with stop carrying what I told you. They carrying burdens, sir. And it got something to do with her. They was carrying their burdens and was playing with their emotions. And it got something to do with her. But they was carrying their burdens, sir, with this soft armor. And this person took their arm off and they carried their burdens, sir. And it got something to do with that. Now they got to see the karmic reflection. Because it's a karmic that was doing a reflection on them. Take care. Bye.